Ho, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. So, man, I brought you the dbad Old War buoy. Holy mackerel. When you talk about war, nostalgia, you talking about Civil War, going back and finding, and this blade I made was, man, did the Khukuri House knock it out of the park. So, we're reaching back into more Old War nostalgia, just not a war as old. We have spoken to the gods about the K-bar style fighting knife, right? It's the utility knife. This style of knife has been around since early American wars, as far as the world wars, right? And it's basically stayed unchanged for a whole lot of years. And the problem with that is it really needed some changes. And we're going to do a versus from my knife to this knife eventually, but it's not going to be hard to see what changes needed to be done. Oh, that's right. So let's put away the old K-bar until the versus time, and let's get into the dbad war machine. Oh my goodness, this thing is awesome. You're looking at like a 8 to an 8.5 inch blade. I don't have my tape measure, and I don't remember what it was. I think it was either 8 or 8.5 with either a 4 3/4 or 5 inch grip, all rosewood, finger grooved out, true full tank construction, pinned on there. And did I say true full tank construction? Look how thick that is. Look how thick. And I believe it's like, oh man, I think it's a 1/4 inch. It was 7 millimeters, I think. So it's about a 1/4 inch thick right there of nastiness. And you see all these little lines right here? The lines aren't just decorative. They give you a grip, and you wouldn't think that these little lines are going to add grip, but you feel them. When you run your fingers across, you can feel the little lines, but it does more than that. The little finger grooves are going to create the grip that you need. The contouring is going to create the grip that you need. We don't want another completely round handle. We needed something that's going to be able to lock the hand somewhere, and that's what we have with these finger grooves, right? But these little lines offer a different aspect of neededness when you're out there and you're in combat, and you might be in the heat or you might be in the wet. There's going to be sweat, or there's going to be water, there's going to be ice. Things like these little channels right here will help keep sweat, just like a tire tread, running off of the main part of your grip. It's going to help you maintain grip. Also, when it's cold out and you hold it, those little lines right there are going to hold in body heat, so it will be less cold. Not much, but a little bit less, and that's what it's designed for. That's why when I did this design, I wanted these little grooves cut all the way through there, and it's because of ultimate overlong grip. When you're talking about cold, wet, things like that, hot, you want something in there that when your hand is on there, because it's almost airtight from here to here, you want those little grooves in there to give you those channels. Let's get into this blade. 52-100 steel. 52-100 steel. Look at the size of that fuller. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Did I forget to mention that this is a sharpened swedge? That's right, back cuts. So you have your forecut, your back cut, your comeback, your bring it back. There goes the throat. It's going to make for superior stabbing. I mean, just, gosh, look at this. Look how thick this is. 90-degree spine. It is just freaking beautiful. The guard is the thin style guard, but it's thicker, so it's thin and thick, and it's a little bit meatier, and I wanted that because I just don't like that pencil drawing guard that comes on the regular ones. And here's the main thing. It was designed to be weighted better. To be weighted better. And the main problem with the original knives is that the design came from an old Remington hunting knife. When they made those, they bought the Remington or the Remington what do you call it, hunting knife factory was bought out for the USN, and the USN knives were done with the same hunting butt cap, because that's what that's for, it's a hunting thing. And when K-Bar did theirs, they did it from the same stuff. So the design is completely outdated and needed to be redone. This one is freaking perfect. Wow. I mean, everybody talks about wanting an ultimate K-Bar, a stronger K-Bar, something without a stick tang. They want a full tang K-Bar. If you're going to go with a full tang K-Bar, you want full size. And rather than having the thin blade, the narrow blade, I wanted a wider blade. This is, I think I had it at around 1.7 inches, somewhere in there. Just beefy. And all the specs will be, when it's online for sale, you'll see the specs online for sale. And it's probably going to be 8 and 5, 7 millimeter, 1.7 or 1 3/4 inches, somewhere. It's going to be in that range. So you're going to see it on there. And, oh man, just look at that. The fuller really makes the show happen. But speaking of show, let's get on with it. Let's get on with the show. Oh, let's get on with the show. Here's a problem with an oiled blade, is you can't really see the hairs. And I'm trying to scoop them up here. I think you can see all the blades matted down in the oil. Let's see. Yeah, you can see. Did it come shave sharp? Well, I just shaved across my arm and I found some hairs, so it must be shaved sharp. Yeah, it's shaved sharp. One thing we completely forgot to talk about, we just didn't get to it yet, is the maker. And my dbad blades have so far been made by the same master, my man AJ right here. This guy is the master. His fingerprints, his details, his married life, everything about the maker is on here. So up close and personal who the real man is that made your knife. Because it's on there. Whew, wow, that really shaved a good job. So, like always, comes well wrapped to well oiled, well machined. It's not machined at all, actually. It's all hand done. Before we get outside and start hitting it, let's talk about the awesome sheath. Rather than a thin leather, which comes on the K-Bars, you have a very thick, very robust, very well done knife sheath. The lanyard hole here is inside of the knife, which puts the lanyard either on one side or the other of your leather, which causes stress around the leather. And you can see, we're not doing the verses today, so we're going to put that down. We're not doing it today. But you can see how differently it's built, where this one, I freaking love. This wasn't my design. This is all KHHI. This is their design of the lanyard hole. I love how they do the lanyard hole. They put it in the rear, pulling it to your leg this way, so you have the invisible lanyard in the front, so you just have this beautiful, clean piece. And not only that, but there's no way that you can get any kind of fraying or loosening here with it up here. I love that. You have your standard pinned in top. And one thing I love about these is no sheaths from KHHI come from a sheath bin where they make the knife and then they reach into the bin, they grab the sheath and they put it on there. There's no pre-made sheaths. Every sheath they do for every knife they make is made for that knife. So if I said I want an 8-inch blade and they accidentally went 8.5 inch, because they're hand done, so there's going to be variances. I've never seen one smaller. I've only seen it larger, which is a good thing for us. And this one looks a little bit more than 8 inches. So I'm wondering if that's the deal on one of these. But that's why they do it, because they're a hand forged blade. If you had a bin, and these aren't machine made, so if you had a bin full of sheaths, there's no guarantee that your sheath is going to fit perfectly, because hand forged, hand hammered means the size variance can go, just a little bit, but it could be a little bit off. So you want your sheath to fit exactly like a glove, baby's butt type stuff. And that's what that is. That's what that is. It fits immaculately because that sheath was made for this knife, not some other knife coming off a production line. That is the KHHI difference. So let's take this war machine to the outer side and machine some war. Come on. Okay, we're about to get started. I'm just going to give you guys one request. I have a request from me to you. Go on to Cowboy Sebop's channel. He hasn't made a video in a little while, but there's a reason. It's not because he stopped loving us. His dog fell into hard health, and he lost his dog, and it is heartbreaking how it happened. So if you can, go on to Cowboy Sebop's channel, just onto any video, any one, and just leave a comment saying, hey, thinking about you, heard about the loss of your dog, got you in our thoughts. If you can do that, I would appreciate it. I think he would too. All right, let's war some buoy. Ooh, I just hit a Buddha. Hold on. If I didn't hit it, the whole thing would be gone. But man, that thing hit, and I hit it like this, so it went flying down, hit a Buddha I have sitting over there. I said war machine. I made war with the wrong one. All right, let's get going. I am so happy with the way this sits in the hand. So happy now that my hands are all wet. Really get to show you just the beautiful brown wood on this. It's so beautiful. Oh, I get a good feel on it. I can feel the grooves through my fingers. All right, so let's do a little slash. Man, look at this. That's all the way through right there. Let's do a backslash. Look at that. That is deadly. Let's do some wound channeling. Oh my gosh, you are not coming back from that. You are not coming. Why am I moving that way? I can move this. Not coming back from that. That is nasty. Nasty, nasty. When you're talking about a wound channel, when you're leaving it open like that, look at the size of that wound channel. Golly. That is just nasty. There's no fixing that. There's no Dr. Bob. No, it's Grim Reaper. That's it, man. That's it. You get hit with this, you're done. Look at that back cut. Look at that back cut. That is a mean. This is, or should be, the fighting knife of the future. I'll tell you. I will tell you what. If I'm going to combat, put this thing in my hands. Whoo-wee. Oh, the dog's doodled someplace close to me. Woo! It is ripe. Wow. All right. So we know that it's shaved sharp. It is cut through that nylon rope sharp. No problem. They never doodle on this side of the yard. They always do it over there. Holy Moses, guys. All right. Let's bang on this guy right here. We're going to bang on your drum all day. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. Wow. All right. That was a setup hit. It just went right through. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah. That's nice, man. Now this is a combat knife. I made this for combat. but combat is combat and survival. That's what it is. When you get a combat knife, unless you're getting a some kind of dagger or boot knife, those aren't combat survival. Those are just combat. A combat and survival knife, the utility knife, is made to be able to handle all tasks. You know, if you get stranded because of a combat situation, you get separated or whatever, and you have to live, you need the blade that's going to help you live, right? And this guy right here, wow, no problem. No problem at all. This thing, man, you need tent spikes, you need spears, you need arrows, you got to do some fishing. Anything you need a knife to make a tip with, whoo-wee. Man, you got to make some of those Rambo traps in the middle of the woods. Look at that, man. Look at that. Oh, man. This thing is awesome, guys. I mean, this thing is awesome. Let's do some 4-foot drops and we'll see the balance. Oh, yeah. It's bigger in the hand than I imagined. It's so nice. Oh, yeah. All right, couple hard downward throws. Oh, that one almost got me in the flip-flop foot. Oh, yeah. Wow, that is a deep bite. Got hair in my mouth. That is a deep bite. Oh my gosh. That is, I mean, it's hard because you know what it is. It's a combat knife. You know the shape. It's been around forever from here to here, right? I mean, sure, that's a little different, but holy mackerel. I mean, trying to think of new ways to explain how cool this knife is, it's not that easy. Just not that easy. The thing is awesome. It's just awesome. All right, let's try this. My first throw, I went deep on that one too. I went far back. Oh gosh, that thing was all the way in here buried. That is insane. My first War Machine throw. Success. All right, speaking of success, let's take it for a little walk. We're gonna come right here. We'll stop right here. We got some hardwoods over here just hanging out. Let's see. I'm gonna hit you guys with it because that's the kind of knife guy I am. All right. This is hard wood, but hardly wood for my dbad War Machine. Now remember, this is an up close and personal, hit 'em hard, hit 'em quick knife. This is, you put it on your belt when you're walking around in places where you're just not sure if the overall feel is going to be a-okay and safe. This is your everyday carry protection knife. That's what this is. And it's going to do the job 100% of the time. You know what I mean? Put this in my hand with an attacker. Somebody wants to come at me with, you know, if they're swinging something like a stick or a bat or a skateboard or another knife, well, come on, man. Bring it to me. Bring it to me, because this thing right here is going to keep me on the winning end. Now, you're going to notice that there's no lanyard hole dug into here. And the reason for that is because I wanted this flat ricasso piece here. What I'm doing is tying a leather strap to here because I wanted old school feel to it. And my leather strap will just go around there and around my hand. So that's where the thinking without the lanyard hole was. I wanted everything just true strength, as little holes as possible in this tang. I wanted it to be the nastiest, meanest, strongest, toughest K-bar war style Bowie knife that there is. You know what I mean? You just don't find this knife built this way. You know what I mean? You'll find them built a ton of other ways. You'll find them with the butt caps. You'll find rat tails. You'll find hiddens. You'll find sticks. You'll find all kinds of tangs that just aren't that. And it was time. It was needed. Somebody needed to rebirth the K-bar, and this thing has been reborn. This thing has been reborn. So let's go over here. Let's hit a couple danglers out of the sky here. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. All right, so let me see. Where are we? Got this dangler right here. Let's get rid of some of the friends in front of it. There we go. Nice and easy. That cleans that low hanger up. I got this low hanger right here. Let's find out where it starts. Way up here. Let's just hit it up here. Oh, shoulder still isn't 100%, but we're gonna work at hitting overhead. It's hard. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, that hurts. I should be using my right hand for overheads. There we go. We got that one down. I got it all in my ears. I can feel them in my ears. All right, so let's see what else we have that are really, really low. We're gonna come over here. We got this guy. It's always nice to be able to have something that you need to trim when you're a knife guy, because it just gives you a reason to get out and play with your knives. All right, so we got this guy hanging low right here. Let's see. Here we go. Got that guy right there. And we're gonna break apart this guy right here. Look at that, it raises, just taking away some of these little branches off of it. It's already rising, right? Just knocking off that kind of stuff. And we're gonna set you down, because we're gonna hit this one. We're gonna give it a smack. This one's a good sized one. So let's take care of it. Let's take care of it. Let's dispatch this. All right, so you can see it's just too low. It shouldn't be this low. So we're gonna change that. I'm gonna come across the body. Wow. And just like that, it is low no mo. Faux show. All right, so guys, I'm telling you, my quest was set out to make the perfect K-bar, right? And I came pretty close to perfect. This thing is ridiculous. This thing is ridiculous. It is just awesome. It feels so good in the hand. The more I hold it, the more I like it. It's just feeling my fingers get into there. It really makes it. Guys with, like, I want to say small to large hands, this is going to fit you better than any knife you own. With very, very big hands, it'll be slightly on the smaller side, but 100% grippable. I needed this knife to be good for everyone, so I didn't go crazy on the grip and matting it specifically to me. I wanted to give it to the average knife guy who's going to be holding this knife. It's going to, man, because if it's this good on my giant hands, your hands are going to feel amazing if you're a regular sized person. It's just awesome. The welded guard, the thick spine, the beautiful edge, the deep fullers, the true full tang is just there, man. It's just there. Everything is just right, man. It is just right. The Khukuri House has come through. They took my design and they turned it, my war machine, into an absolute machine of war. This thing is just plain nasty. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. So you're looking for a K-bar that does it all and that will continue to do it all. You have no issues with, no problems with. This is the one right here, guys. This will be on the website, you know, from Usually when I post a video, they're on the website within a week for sale. And this is going to be one of those that any war knife collector especially, you are going to want this knife. You put it, if your K-bar sits on a shelf or sits on a mantle somewhere, this is going to be that knife that sits next to it, and everybody runs to this first and goes, holy crap, what is that? That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. Over there somewhere is the 2 because I smelt it. And I am the 3. Donnie, be all day. Until next knife.